Happy fourth anniversary, babe. I can't believe that it's another year and another year I get to spend with you. So, uh, yeah, this past year has been quite a ride, I believe. Um, Usually I go off the cuff with these little videos I make you, but not this time. I want to be more organized. So, last year, let's see, 2025 kind of started off a little rough, right? Well, Trump was inaugurated, and we know how bad that year has been, but we're not going to focus on that because this is supposed to be very positive. At least like 99% of it's supposed to be very positive. So, yeah, Trump got inaugurated, whatever. He's dying. um, but the two things that mainly stick out to me at the beginning of last year were the two interviews I had, one with Envoy and then the other one with Apple. And just to kind of like reminisce, those are really good experiences. And man, they sucked. It was definitely a good way for me to get exposed of how to basically have a bad hiring practice. It's having like more than two rounds of interviews, more than like a skill test, and more than a behavioral. Definitely not the way to go. And I wish more companies got away from that, but whatever. It was still a good experience for me. Kind of opened my eyes to see how seniors work and everything. And your support through all of it was honestly what got me through. There was no way I could have gone through that without your help. Like I still remember the outfit you picked for me to go to Envoy over in San Francisco. I actually pull out that outfit whenever I feel like I have to look nice. So, thank you for that. And if you don't remember what it was that tan long sleeve that I have that looks like a thermal. And then I think you had me wear my burgundy khakis, if not just one of my khaki pants, and then one of my shoes as well that looks nice. And then I had what's JB stand for? I don't remember, but is it JB? It's Lucky Brand. Yeah, that's what it is. LV. It's LB. Yeah. And then the Lucky Brand um jacket that I like that I got from Costco for like 20 bucks. So I had actually pulled it out last in December when I went to go visit the luncheons over in Mancini, and I don't think in San Jose, but just Mancini. Yeah, anyway, thank you for help. So yeah, so that was the interview processes I went through. And then when those didn't work out, LMD started. So that's been a fun ride, right? I've been learning lots of new things, getting lots of experience, both not just in tech, but also like management roles and how a company should be run and the delivery logistics business industry, which has been very eye-opening. And I really do think that we can make an impact here. So I know that's taken over a lot of what I do, and I think it's about time I can probably put that on my resume, which is probably a good thing, and also on LinkedIn as well. But yeah, it's definitely been pretty good. I do think that it will get successful this year, right? I remember I had that when I went to the temple sometime in like the last quarter of the year, right? I actually still have the paper I wrote it on. It said LMD will flourish, so gotta believe, right? So it's been going well. With that, I have learned a lot of good coding practices from it, which is honestly better than learning code itself because anyone can learn a coding language, but not everyone is good at building good code. So, um, I'm not an expert yet, obviously. I still don't think I'm senior level, but I'm definitely better than I was before, and I think that's what really matters. At least it's to the point where Rebus trusts me more, so that's good. um, so yeah, so Omni's been good. What else happened? Adjustment to getting rid of our ex friends. So yeah, I can say that we don't miss them, right? I think you and Jenna have kind of gotten through the rough patch of it. Like needing to talk it out, to vent it, to kind of get your feelings out there. You two don't really seem to bring them up as much, and if you do, it's not like we have to go on a, oh, let me spill my feelings about this because blah 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 blah, which I think is really good for both of you. And I mean, I have a little bit of recovery myself, but obviously you two were, best friends with them. So I don't mean to bring them up much in this video, but the positive is you both have gained a great new friend named Rachel. And Rachel's been wonderful. I think becoming friends with Rachel and in turn being able to get closer to Jeremy has been such a wonderful blessing to all of us that I don't think it would have ever happened if our ex friends didn't become crappy. So that's like the only thing that we got out of their friendship was because they left, we got better friends. And I mean, you and Jenna have so many more things to do with Rachel now. I mean, it went from not hanging out with friends to now sometimes you feel like you hang out too much with Rachel and her friends. So that's a much better problem to have. And Rachel has been really awesome. She's actually been a pretty huge part of our year last year with not just her moves, but also like her crap with Thomas, which I am so glad that they broke up. And I'm so glad that you've been such a great friend for her, Emily. Um, it's great. And it was weird to call you Emily. I don't know why I did. But anyway, because you're a small baby. So that's been great. I know you've been enjoying lots of time with her. And I love how you're so helpful to her, so kind. And yeah, maybe she may ask a little bit too much, but I know that you know yourself well. And I love how you have no problem with kind of telling her how it is. Being like, hey, like I can't do it today. I'm stretched out then. Maybe like here's some alternatives, like maybe phone call or whatnot. And I think it's awesome. I think it's great you can set boundaries for yourself, especially for someone who is still pretty new to like an official breakup, and trying to reach out to friends for help. Because yeah, you're right. Like she's 31, I think. Yeah, she's got to start getting a handle on how to help her out, help herself out, especially now that she's a therapist. So anyway, props to you, babe, for just being there, being awesome. And you've been there for a lot of people last year. You've been there for Jeremy. You've been there especially for Jenna. Um, through all the crap that she's been going through with her with her parents moving, and then her trying to get that job, and then a place to live that wasn't too expensive. And then recently, as she basically has exited the church, or at the very least is just inactive, but I think she has left the church just because of she threw away her church clothes. But yeah, I'm glad you're someone that people trust and can open up to. I really love that about you. I love how you just always want to be there for your friends and your family. And speaking of your family, you went on 2 trips last year, right? You went one with um your mom and Melissa, and then I swore you went on another one. Maybe I'm just thinking of all the times you go to your family, but I think it's great that you've been spending more time with your family up there, and I think they really appreciate it too. I mean, it helps that Melissa's house in Galt is such a great middle spot for all of us, but still, like you still take time to drive, and I think it's awesome, despite the political crap that they agree with. But that's okay, because they're not inherently bad people. um, but yeah, so that's also been really fun to grow with you about. And then other things that have grown is food. We've tried a ton more food this year. We tried more festivals. I think we tried like 2 new festivals last year, right? There was, I'm blanking, but I know we tried a new one last year that wasn't 626 Night Market or Foodie Land or whatever, or the Scottish Games. So either way, it's I like how the new food adventures we go on every year, and then this year we have even more. And I'm not sure what those will be, but anyway, still talking about last year, you have really improved in cooking. Like you said, you want to get good at pasta, and you definitely have. I freaking love pasta, as you know, and there has not been a dish that you've made that I did not want to eat. I I don't know what the lowest rating I've given you was for a dish. I think it's maybe a 7, but that's because you admitted that there were lots of problems with the dish, so that's why it was like a 7. But usually your dishes are 8 to 9. I think I did give one a 10 out of 10. I think I gave a couple 10 out of 10s last year. I don't remember what they all are. Um, but either way, you're getting great, babe. So keep it up. I don't know what other goals you have this year for your food. Maybe bread baking, but your pasta is really good. So I love that about you. You just want to keep making food, which is something I wish I could do. I I don't know. When I think of making food, I just think of obviously Filipino food, but also just like chicken. I'm like, chicken is good, but you can only do so much with chicken before it becomes boring. Like before you do everything. I don't know. It's I don't know what I'm not inspired for actual like meal cooking, but as you know, I do like desserts more. I think last year was when I started doing the ramekin flan, right? And that was fun. And then your mom gave me that new flan pan, so I gotta start figuring out how to cook in that one. So I don't take like an hour and a half to make flan when it shouldn't be taking that long. But also how to flavor it better too. So because I remember, in addition to the obvious lime rind, we got to try something else too. I tried the strawberry stuff. That didn't work because it's not really a rind. I don't know if that. I don't know how else to get like a concentrated flavor of strawberry that could act like a rind or that acts like a rind. I don't know. Maybe freeze dried strawberries. I have no idea. But either way, um, yeah, my flan making has gotten better. I have gotten better at making the caramel and understanding when to stop adding water. Because I do the dry method where you just warm up the sugar and then you have to add the water so it doesn't turn into candy. So I need to keep that up because sometimes I don't make flan frequently enough and then I forget. Then I have to like relearn how to make the caramel sauce, which I don't want to do anymore. Like I don't want to keep relearning. I need to keep that skill up. So, well, yeah, we'll see. And we talked about the like infusing sugar with lime, right? I think that'd be cool. If we could infuse sugar with other stuff too, that would be really nice. And then I could try and make a little creme brulee with it, which I think would be really cool, especially in the ramekins. And I think that'd be something fun to like give to our friends or and family whenever you see them. Let's see. So I'm like looking at my list. Oh, okay. I have like a few more items. Um, so one is definitely I think we've learned through other people's experience, sadly, how not to handle marriage, which is your aunt and uncle. Definitely, it's like we always talk about it how their house selling stuff is not it's just not good. Whatever they're doing is still not good. I can't believe that Aunt Lisa has not put her foot down. I think it's wild to me that she hasn't. She's clearly unhappy. The kids are clearly not supportive of their lifestyle right now. So I don't know. But man, I'm glad we're on the same page about that stuff because that would not fly with me. If you got crazy, some like weird epiphany or something like that about we gotta leave where we're this state we can't live here because of something, I'd be like, you need to chill. Like unless her state was in does like what's the worst state to live in again? Is it Oklahoma? Whatever one has like the worst education and medical stuff, obviously we leave, right? But California is great, one of the best states in the we could live in. It's just like imagine we lived in New York with Mom Donnie, which also happened last year. Um, or it's just like imagine we lived in New York City with like the free child care, and like things get cheaper, New York City gets better, and you just be like, Nathan, I have to leave. Like we have to leave New York. I'd be like, you need to chill. It's like you either it's like either explain to me um exactly why you are scared of New York City or we stay here. That's like, it's crazy to me that Uncle Craig was just like, we gotta leave, we gotta leave. I gotta kick my daughter out of the house. Screw her. Like, I'm not gonna help her find a house or housing, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, bro, you need to relax, man. It's like, you, it's like, who was anxiety here now? Maybe we know where the anxiety came from. Maybe it came from Uncle Craig this whole time. But yeah, definitely seeing them has been sad because I'm like, that's a life I don't want to live. I never want to couch surf with my kids. Like, what? One, like, okay, that's like doing it for a few months while you're house hunting, sure, but it's been more than 6 months now, and there's like no prospect of a house. They have no idea what they're doing, and I think it's starting to become a little rude personally because it's like you're just occupying your kids' houses and bringing your crap with you. Like, yeah, sure, you get to babysit their kids, but honestly, I don't think that's worth it for them. For all the crap they have to deal with. I mean, maybe Jake and Shannon are fine, but like Janice and Sean, they just bought a new house. Like they're trying to do things. I guess they help them out, but still, it's just like new house. Kids are still young. Um, Sean may not be there all the time because he's got a gig, so it's only Janice that's working, and then you have to like still not take care of your parents, but like still, make sure that we all eat and everything. I mean, yeah, they watch your grandkids, but like they're still there. You know what I mean? They're just there. And to me, I don't like that. And I know my parents don't like that either. They would never do that to us without a good reason. But yeah. Anyway, so definitely I know we're on the same page of not to do that, which is great. And um yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. We've talked about that too much. Uh another another big thing that has happened this year is actually anime. We've watched quite a bit of anime together. So we watched Free Ren. I'm glad that Reese convinced you to keep it up because Free Ren is really good. It's actually like peak 90 style anime in our modern time because it's not fast paced, right? It's not like visually beautiful. And I mean, there are some fights which are awesome, but right, it's not like it's not like Don right? Where they go crazy in the effects and like the storyline and the animation, um, or Attack on Titan, right? Which I mean, I'm not saying those are bad. It's just it's nice to have an anime that's kind of like Pokemon in a way, or like it's like animated Lord of the Rings, where like they have this journey. There's lots of lessons to be learned, and even the cinematography in that anime is actually really well done. I've been seeing lots of breakdowns on social media about it, and it's cool. It's really awesome. Another one that was big that we watched was Dawn to Dawn season two. Well, I call it season one part two because that's what I think it really was, and that was pretty good. I don't think we're gonna get. I don't know if we get Dawn to Dawn this year. Um, if not this year, then absolutely next year. But I think we do get this year. I don't know. Dawn to Dawn was good too. I like where the story's going. I think it I just think it's really fun characters. I do like the little like high school romance that they're having between Okurun and Momo. I think it's cute. I think that's also well done too because it's not like pervy, it's not over pushed, you know. Um so yeah, I like that one. And then oh yeah, your favorite. Wait, did was Apothecary Diaries last year? Season 2 was, right? Yeah, season 2 was last year and then season 3 is this year. So yeah, another favorite of babies. That's also a very, very good anime. I do like the little romance they're hinting between Mao Mao and Jinshi. I think that's also done really well. It's very playful. It's very like it's not one-sided because I do think Mao Mao does like Jinchi in a way. She's just not letting herself. She's just not letting those feelings come up and like becoming realized because she knows it's not feasible. Um, but yeah, that anime is also really good. I really hope season 3 is good. I don't know if My Happy Marriage was last year. Was it? If it was, that's also a very interesting anime. I did not know that slice of life could have plot. like like it's like slice of life and then also fantasy, right? It's kind of weird. It's a weird way to for me. It's a weird way to like classify it, but I still think it's really cool. I like it. I don't know when season 2 is coming out for that one, but the biggest one obviously is One Piece. I If there's one thing that the Trump administration has done for us is that it's gotten you into One Piece. That's the only positive thing that this administration has done for us personally. I think the One Piece anime is actually really well done. I'm glad I've read most of the manga so I could fast forward through things and just, recap things for you. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy to me how 100% relevant it is to today. How, it's basically how government just can overreach and they do overreach, but then also like the people who go against the government go too far, right, into fighting the government, and to the point where they become the reason why there needs to be some kind of police force. So I think I think that story, Oda, what's his name, Edichiro Oda. I don't know how he wrote that, man. It's just so on point. He started writing that in the 90s, and like it's crazy how relevant it is today. It's just wild. Like I've never seen another form of media that has been so accurate to real life and has predicted how governments can act in real life. It's maybe he didn't maybe he when he made up some of these things, he's like, "Hey, like this would be a crazy idea if government did that. They wouldn't do that." And then they did. Or maybe he was just or maybe it's a mix of both. Like he was very insightful in how government could become, but also was like, oh, let's take it a step further because that probably won't happen. And then our things that I think the One Piece government is better than ours. I think I'd rather have their government than ours. So right now, um, I know they have lots of problems, but hey, I mean, people still have healthcare over there in One Piece, so you know, and there's and then they have the Trans Island, right? They exist. They're not prosecuted or persecuted by by the government, right? So anyway, um, but yeah, so anime was pretty big for us last year. It's actually taken over a lot of our time because that's kind of all we watch now is just One Piece to catch up. Um, but yeah, and then it's kind of a long video, but lots of things happened last year. But yeah, just to finish up was we had our first Christmas together. It wasn't here in, in our home, but it was still fun. We got to take that trip, that 2 hour detour. We had that amazing strawberry mango pie, which might be worth the extra 2 hours. um, but that was so good. And then just hanging out with my family, going to the fire spot where we cooked over charcoal, which dang, my sister was right. It's now spoiled me for Korean barbecue. I just only want to cook over charcoal now because it's just so good. um, and then just good food, hanging out with my family, and just being with each other was so fun. And then same for New Year's as well. I mean, yeah, we spent New Year's Eve and with Rachel, but that was good. Again, a new benefit or a good benefit of not having the ex friends anymore. um, but yeah, I think the end of last year was pretty good. December is always a time when companies wind down, right? So we get to kind of just enjoy the holidays. At least we're lucky like that. And it was good. I I actually really liked December in terms of our lives. So, oh yeah, and we got a heck of rain too. So that was good. we're not in a drought anymore. Nothing washed away as well. At least for us, we were lucky with that. So yeah, I think last year was pretty good outside of the government. I mean, what can you do about that though? But I mean, you know what? Considering the state of our government right now, we're not doing too bad. You know, we have to be happy about that kind of stuff. We gotta be happy that we are on the right side of history, and that we know what's right and what's wrong. And at the end of the day, we can tell people saying, "Yeah, I don't support that man," you know, and we can have a clear conscience and be like, "Yeah, I do support the marginalized communities." Like, yeah, I do not support um all the crap that they're doing to citizens here, and even to the undocumented people here. So we should pat ourselves on the back, babe, that we know what's right and that we're not dumb. So yeah, that's actually more things I do love about you, that you are so passionate about people being treated fairly, being treated respectfully, and that you also want to be treated, respected, or respectfully. Gosh, I can't speak. You also want to receive the same respect that you give to others, and that you're also very kind, very compassionate, and very empathetic to everyone around you. And I really love that about you. And I really can't think of my life without you. Every single thing I think about, you're just there. Like, it's expected that you're there, part of it. And even when, like, for example, and then even like when my mom threw out the idea that my sister might go to the Philippines, so she invited me. My first thought was like, I wonder if Emily could come, you know, like not just like permission wise, but like if you could actually come. And that's what's happening this year, which is gonna be exciting. We get to go back and hopefully have a more relaxing time in the Philippines, not something crazy. Um, so cross our fingers that there's no volcanoes happening over there. I mean, because they've been happening recently, so hopefully they've chilled out by that time. Um, but yeah, so babe, thanks so much for being part of my life. I look forward to this year, to our fourth anniversary, and I hope that we can just continue enjoying life as much as we can, and just, I don't know, trying to be better people. I'm trying to help other people out and continue what we're doing, and hopefully we can be a good example for our kids one day. We can look back and be like, you can tell our kids how I always loved to wash the dishes, and I can say that you've always loved to cook pasta, and that you've always um struggle when it comes to Christmas because you have to make so many things. um yeah, it'll be fun. So, well, these videos get longer every year. Hopefully I can learn to make them more concise, but because I know you don't really like long videos, but I do know you like hearing me talk. So I don't know which one's going to be better for you. Either way, babe, I love you so much. And there's literally no one else in the world I'd rather be with right now. And there's no one else in the world I can imagine myself being with, because, baby, you're perfect. You're perfect for me, okay? And that's all that matters. So thanks for listening, babe. Mahal kita. And again, happy fourth anniversary. I covered the fish. Happy fourth anniversary.